Alright, hey friends, it's Orf here, and thank you for stopping by, and today we're going to be reacting to something. Basically, I'm making this other video about Eminem albums right now, but in order to finish that video, I actually have to listen to the only Eminem album that I have never heard before, and that is Infinite, his debut record from 1996, I believe. One thing I have heard is the title track, however, I have apparently only heard the remastered version that's from, I don't know, Apple Music or something like that. So I kind of have an idea of what I'm getting myself into, but I've never heard any of the other material on this thing, nor have I heard the original mix of the title track. So we're going to jump right in. This is the entire Infinite LP by Eminem. All right, starting now, here we go. 3, 2, 1, let's do it.
Eminem, baby. Back up in that motherfucking ass. One time for your motherfucking mind. We represent the 313. You know what I'm saying? Yo, they don't know shit about this. For the 9-6. Hey yo, my pen and paper cause a chain reaction to get your brain relaxing. A zaniac, the maniac in action. A brainiac in fact, son. You mainly lack attraction. You look insanely whack when just a fraction of my tracks run. My rhyming skills got you climbing hills. I travel through your mind until your spine.
The mix is very representative of what this is, as in not great. And here's what I kind of got from this song, or more specifically the remastered version of this song, is Eminem sounds like John Bellion to me. Like, that is, I don't know why, but that's like the closest comparison I can make, especially on the remastered version. But even here, his voice sounds younger. Yes, it sounds like John Bellion to me. It's wild. And the weirdest thing about that is, I believe he just brought some religion into his lyrics. He said, repent. Like, he doesn't really do that in any other records, I guess. My coil hands around this microphone are lethal. One thought in my cerebral is deeper than a jeep full of people. MCs are feeble. I came to cause some pandemonium. Battle of pandemonium. MCs a stand alone one. Imitator, intimidator, stimulator, simulator of data, eliminator. There's never been a greater. Since the burial of Jesus, fuck around and catch all the venereal diseases. My thesis is smash stereo to pieces. My acapella releases classic masterpieces through telekinesis. He's got rhymes. He's still got quite a vocabulary, even on here. Definitely. You heard of hell while I was sent from it. I went to it serving a sentence for murdering instruments. Now I'm trying to repent from it. But when I hear the beat, I'm tempted to make another attempt at it. I'm infinite. I'm evidence, and I've been clever ever since my residence was hesitant to do some shit that represents the MO. So I'm assuming all responsibility, cause there's a monster will in me that always wants to kill MCs. Mike Nessler, slamming like a wrestler, here to make a mess of a lyric smuggling embezzler. No one is specialer, my skill is intergalactical. I get cynical, act a fool, then I send a crew back to school. I never backed a tool or acted cool, it wasn't practical. I'd rather let a I guess I can see what Dre saw in Eminem, for sure. So this is for my family, the kid who had a cameo on my last jam, plus the man who never had a plan B. Be all you can be. It's kind of wild that I've never actually heard this full album before. I feel like I've always kind of been into some more underground rap from the 80s and especially the 90s. I was a big fan of Public Enemy, NWA, and yet I've never heard the reason that Eminem started working with someone as influential as Dr. Dre, which is wild. At least one of the reasons.
Soul Intent checking in #1, baby, this week. You know what I'm saying? This is MC Proof and DJ Head. Check it in on
All right, so here come the
you know what I'm saying?
collaborations.
Hey, yo, we got the #1 requested song of the day coming up next. It's a local 313 talent. He goes by the name of Eminem, and it's called It's Okay. Check it out.
Hey Q, it's a broke day, but everything is okay. I'm up all night, but everything is alright. It's a rough week, and I don't get enough sleep. It's a long year, pretending I belong here. It's a broke day, but everything is okay. I'm up all night, but
Everything is okay.
It's a rough week, and I don't get enough sleep. It's a long year, pretending I belong here. One day I plan to be a family man, happily married. I wanna grow to be so old that I have to be carried till I'm glad to be buried and leave this crazy world and have at least $500,000 for my baby girl. It may be early to be planning this stuff, cause I'm still struggling hard to be the man, and it's tough, cause man, it's been rough, but still I manage enough. I've been taken advantage of, damaged and scuffed. My hands have been cuffed, but I don't panic and huff, frantic and
Ooh,
puff,
his
but
voice,
the man hits a fan and he rubs.
I don't know, not extremely appealing, I guess. Just the sound of his voice. Does that make me an asshole? Probably.
Till I'm impressed and pleased with my progress, I won't settle for less than cheese. I'm on a quest to seize all my own label to call.
I won't settle for less than cheese? Was that the line?
The pressure motivates to know I hold the weight of boulders on my shoulder blades. I see the golden gates to heaven on earth where they don't pull a weapon on you when you're stepping on turf. Q, it's a broke day, but everything is
There's more religious imagery here. Which again, like, am I missing something? But it seems like he doesn't really mention that stuff in any other album. I mean, it might be mentioned, but not be the focus of a verse. Yeah, like, he just didn't do that after this, I guess.
Scrambling and paying for cheap, praying for sleep, dreaming with the water in mouth, wishing for a better life for my daughter and spouse in a slaughtering house, caught up in bouts with the root of all evil. I seen it turn beautiful people cruelly deceitful and make them do shit illegal. For these grants and Jacksons, these transactions explain a man's actions. But in the midst of this insanity, I found my Christianity through God, and there's a wish he granted me. He showed me how to cope with the stress and hope for the best instead of moping depressed, always groping a mess of flying over the nest.
See, this is what I'm talking about. Like, it might be mentioned in other albums, but it's a more just open proclamation of love for his religion. Yeah, that didn't translate to later releases.
Taking target practice on scenes for starter jackets. I'm using smarter tactics to overcome the slump. I won't become as dumb as some and succumb to scum. It's cumbersome. I'm trying to do well on this earth, but it's been hell on this earth since I fell on this earth. It's a broke day, but everything is okay.
It's like he just kind of like gave up with his later albums. Right here, he's kind of saying like, man, there's a lot of evil out there. All these people, they don't know how to cope with that or to get around it. I'm trying to do good and do my best. And then like next release, he's like, haha, fuck you. Do you like violence? Like, it's such a curveball. I mean, such a U-turn, I guess. Like, the production's obviously pretty rough. The beats are actually not terrible, but they are kind of bland. They do kind of repeat for too long. 313 featuring IQ. Ha.
What you know about a sweet MC? In the 313, none of these skills you about to see come free. So you wanna be a sweet MC? You better become me. If you ever wanna be one, see. Yo, some people say I'm whack. Now if that's right, I'm the freshest whack MC that you ever heard. In your lifetime, my slick acapella sounds clever with
this, I think, so far is the closest to the Eminem that people know more from the early 2000s. This sounds closer to that than anything else so far, as of now at least.
We elevated to new heights, premeditated. Let it be that I stated they hated. Now that they see that I made it, he escalated, can be put to detest. The greatest, that's the heart from MCs, and I ate it, so I take it. That's the reason I'm hated. To represent my temperament, if rap was a dick on you, so go hard MCs when I be impotent for pimping it and acting like you can rock the show. Harder than LL's rock, the bells will use a hoe. Everything that you collaborate, I lacerate my lines to keep coming like waiting for maniacs to masturbate at a faster rate. Yeah, I got something for your ass to hate. I blast your hate and have them all running past the gates. And as the fakes clutching and touching the flows, I got them open like marijuana smoke up in your nose. Bucking these hoes, I got that shit down to a science. Leaving them hot and bothered, turned on like an appliance. Defiance, no, we won't have that. You want your shit to blow up, well, I'ma stuff some dynamite in your ass.
I'm looking up what IQ is up to these days. It looks like he was part of the D12 group. His Facebook page has 450 likes. Talk about underground. Odd saxophone thrown into the mix there.
So you wanna be a sweet MC, you gotta become me. If you ever wanna be one, say. So what you know about a sweet MC? In the 313, you don't know shit, so when you see one fleet, you can be run deep, you never be the MC. I stopped the alphabet at S, I got it down to a T. I'm sure you're bound to agree, a sweet MC crashed the spot. I make the roof hot like I was Rock Master Scott. Your ass forgot.
Definitely got that mixtape vibe. This mix is very empty. It's a very empty mix. But I mean, you know, shit, it's your first release. What can you say?
If he's acting soft and he cowers, he better come cleaner than J. Rue jacking off when he showers. You flowers got no clout with a thing. You can date a stick of dynamite and wouldn't go out with a bang.
There's a bit of that humor that we know Eminem for today.
Like a solo from a saxophone. So facts are known. Fighters get treated with shocks. I rock a beat harder than you can beat it with rocks. I'm greeted with flocks of fellow follower singers. You couldn't make the fans throw up their hands.
I don't know. It must be the beat, but it's kind of boring.
And never try to be what you're not. Cause you can be quick, jump the candlestick, burn your back, and fuck Jill on a hill, but you still ain't jack. So what you know about a sweet MC? From the 313, none of these skills that you just ain't come free. So you wanna be a sweet MC, you'll never become me, so you ain't never gonna be one C. So what you know about a sweet MC? In the 313, none of these skills that you just see come free. So you wanna be a sweet MC, you'll never become me, so you ain't never gonna be one C.
I don't know, just like this outro with this kind of ass beat with the saxophone. The fade out. I mean, I don't know. Meh. Maxine is the name of this one, I think. Yeah. What are these chords? This sounds like Eminem is like I don't know, like 3 feet, 4 feet further away from the microphone than he was on the last song. Like it doesn't just sound quiet, but he sounds further away from the mic. It just sounds so similar to the previous track. You know what I mean? It's a little more enjoyable than the last song. It feels like he just didn't really know what he wanted to do or how he wanted it to sound on here. I'm sure he was just up in the studio, gave his rhymes as best as he could, and the production end was not really of concern. Which is fine, because that's what he cares about, that's where he shines, obviously. But the mix, the production, the beats definitely took a hit. Definitely took a hit on this one. maybe that's what Dr. Dre saw. Maybe he heard this guy rapping and loved the flow and the vocabulary, thought the rapping was great, and he was just like, man, if only this guy was rapping over my production and my beats. And then he said, hey, let's go do that. It's a good hypothesis. I don't know. I'll stick with that for now. Even on here, he enunciates pretty well. He's very understandable. There's no mumbling happening here like I do all the time. Yeah, this one ain't bad. This one ain't bad, honestly. Just the mix, right? But that's just kind of goes without saying. Just the fade out.
Hello.
Speak to Maxine.
Maxine.
What's up? Deny.
Yeah,
What you doing? Huh?
Oh, this one's called Maxine.
Think about something free.
Or maybe not.
I know this crack fiend, Maxine, who needs a vaccine. She tests positive, but tells you
Okay,
that her
probably,
clean.
yeah.
Plus she got a sugar daddy. Yes, and every hooker daddy takes in the crooked badly. If you mistook her sadly on a reputation, you're in jeopardation. If you ain't got no preparation when you step away, son.
I mean, on one hand, the production and the chords and all the presets that they're using on the actual instrumentation, it is consistent for sure. I mean, it is very consistent, but to the point where it doesn't really go anywhere or change enough to make it entertaining. Eminem's lyricism is clearly the most entertaining thing on here, and his flow.
You live in tripe. Got 3 kids at home and club hopping every night. You say it's gonna stop, but it just slows down. And then speeds back to a regular pace. There is no end to this mystery. Whatever your reason even tends to be, you say you want to be with me. But how can you say that when you got niggas?
Didn't really like the delivery here.
Angry, but you keep on acting strangely.
I met this girl last week, she was a freak. She liked me, so I pushed up on her and asked my home.
Again, like, how far away, like, where are you? Where are you? Like, come in. Come all the way into the booth and rap. It just sounds so quiet to me, I guess. He sounds like he's trying to replicate a bit of this, like, Easy-E delivery. That sounds like that sounds more like Eminem sounded on the Slim Shady LP and stuff like that than Eminem sounds like that on this record. Does that make sense? Like, that was kind of that goofy, humorous vibe. Didn't really like his delivery, but you know, still, it fits the bill, I guess, from what you'd expect from early Eminem.
That's the
I mean, this one's definitely got like the vibe, like the setting that I would expect.
Y'all never get a chance to rap first, man. Nigga, I got some rap for all y'all. Nigga, my rap fresh. I'ma bust my rap first. Y'all can bust, you can bust yours.
They are kind of replicating the kind of vibe, the kind of like random sound recordings of random situations like this that like NWA was doing on their first album. Okay, I just hear Charlie Day. I just hear like, if it happens again, listen for that. Tell me I'm not crazy. Tell me that he doesn't sound like Charlie Day. I'm steaming like a teapot. I make the tea hot. He's got good rhyming, but he's relying a lot on similes, right? This, like that, like this, using a lot of that, I guess. Who passed you the mic? That's all I hear. I hear Charlie Day. Oh no. No offense, Time. No offense. It's just the first thing that came to mind. But that ad-lib does make this track a bit more interesting and entertaining. Like, I feel the most awake on this track out of anything I've heard so far, except maybe the title track. Again, such a repetitive beat. I feel like there's not going to be a song on here that doesn't stick to that, but potato. Oh my god. Was that a rooster? That sounded like a chicken or like a rooster. That's not that. That part. I was a little late, but.
What up, dog?
You alright?
Chilling. It's cold as hell.
Yes, it is. Hey, bus didn't come here, didn't it?
Nah, hey, look, you got 15 cents?
Nah, I got just enough to get on the bus. I'm broke.
We gotta go to the store right quick, man, because I'm short.
Yeah, we gonna have enough time to go to the store?
Nah, look,
You should just how much you got there.
I only got 75. You know what I'm saying? I got $1, you know what I mean?
Just throw it in there. They ain't gonna know. You know what? Hey, look. I'm sick of taking this damn bus everywhere, man.
We gotta make some moves.
It's a bit of a concept album here.
Baby on the way, I ain't even got a car. You know what I'm
Stay
saying?
on my mind, man. 21, stay on my
Yeah, look, hey, we gotta make some hit records or something. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause I'm tired of being
Cause all I do is earn a life without a concern and dream of having a turn to earn money to burn. Mapping out my strategies to get rich, huh? My desire's like a scratch of these to get itched, huh? This man, I live in the D, to sit and give 'em for free. Nothing's different to me, so what else is it to see? I'll be the prisoner to flee from all of this misery.
This is actually pretty fresh.
In the sea.
I'm kind of fucking with this.
But listen, agree, you're missing the key. You ain't even in the vicinity. Unconditionally, my aspects, the cash checks, my objects, whenever the swap decks. It's up to you, the decision is yours. If what your vision is towards, or a mission is course when your shit is in the stores. Cause you could be a star, no matter wherever you are. You're never too far from revenue bar. Cause you can be king, you can rule the world. You can do anything, it's on you, baby.
I actually vibe with this. The production, the mix is a little better. His verses are a little better. He's got a little more energy. The lyricism is a little more thought out. And it's one of the only tracks that doesn't have a collaboration at this point.
See what I'm talking about, man? It's that simple. $1 million ain't even that far away, really.
No, we got to get the money, man. I can't be broke for the rest of my life.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. Look, there's gotta be something better. You know what I'm saying?
Can't live like this for the rest of my life, man. Bumming rides everywhere I go.
And this is regardless of the slightly motivational message going on here.
Handling business, I'm canceling Christmas. The gambling wristless, financial interest is the matter at hand. I got an adequate plan for a stab at a grand. I grab what I can and do what I must. Pursue what I lust. It's true that I just choose a few that I trust. Them's the people that I still got. Fuck with gangsta, fill pot, get your grill shot. The 5 L for life, my man Dime. Bruce Q in the 9, we move through in the 9. My crew's true in the vibe.
This is nowhere near as dark or vulgar or depressing as the following Eminem albums would be, but that's making me wonder if that's because he's sort of putting on a veil for this, if he's not really coming from the heart and really just kind of writing this because he thinks it's what people want to hear. I don't know. I mean, who knows? But I mean, that's worth questioning, I guess.
You're never too far from revenue bar. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not trying to be the player, I'm trying to be the man. I want to be president.
No, man, forget being president, man. I'm trying to be king, making dead presidents. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Getting money anytime I want, owning my own businesses and all that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm trying to be a millionaire, baby. But it's all on you, though.
You only live once, 96, baby.
You only live once, 96. Alright, so now we are listening to Searchin'. Now, that was right on the beat. Okay, alright. I don't know what they were trying to do with that sound, but it is quite distracting.
I'm reminiscing on your tenderness and the snuggling and teasing, missing what I remember kissing and hugging and squeezing, bugging and wheezing. I'm having trouble when breathing. It's even tougher when sleeping. But there's a couple of reasons that I'm suffering and grieving for loving and leaving. You're all I'm thinking of in the evening. You got my knees buckling and weakening. Thoughts of nothing but freaking that I'm struggling to keep in it rough when I'm speaking. I got some game that I'm preparing to run. The way your lips sparkling and glaring the sun. You got your hair in a bun. No matter what you're wearing, you're stunned. Cause you're comparing to none. I wanna share in the fun. I feel a passionate lust when I imagine it just alone and last when it's up. I see you grasping the trust.
It had a little momentum there on the previous couple tracks, but kind of losing it here. Kind of losing it.
I love you, baby. Cause I just need you to see how much I'm eager to be your man legally wed. Your love's keeping me fed. This is easily said, so you can lead or be led. If you care to be down, cause ain't nobody like you, nowhere to be found.
I've been searching, but you're the one who wanted my life, baby. I've been searching, but you're the one who wanted my life, baby. I've been searching.
I mean, I like what they're going for here. I think it kind of comes out a little cringy, but I like what they're going for with the vibe of this track. Ooh. That was unnecessary. That vocal harmony was not necessary.
We'll take it slow. See, nobody will hurry things. I got the is, the Bacardi and Hurricane. If daiquiris ain't in the bait and not your thing that day, it's still alright, cause I got Minute Maid and Tangeray. You're an incredible one that's rare. I bet in edible underwear you look impeccable, none compare. I dream of freaking you, the woman that I'm speaking to scroll. It seems that there is not an end to things that we can do. So now we all set to play. Only thing left to say is when you step away, baby, look, don't forget the negligee.
I guess this album is making me see the potential that was here, right? The execution here is not the same level of quality that we would get from Eminem in the early 2000s, but like I see the potential of a rapper like this and a sound like this. Totally. I mean, I get it with the collaborations for sure, but Eminem is clearly like the real winner here. I think just about every feature has not been quite at the same quality that Eminem's putting on here. Got 2 more tracks, neither with features, I guess. Let's do it.
There's a joker on the loose from the psychiatric ward. His face is up on a bulletin board with a report. He'll stab you with the sword. Don't be fooled by his charm. He's probably armed with the intent to do bodily harm. Ring the alarm. Look for a man with green hair. Check at your girl's house. He was last seen there. He has a mean stare, but usually cracks jokes. Good luck on your mission and guard your backs, folks.
The beats are just so boring. Like,
watch each other's backs and guard your command post. And most of all, be advised that he's wise. He could be disguised as one of your very own guys. Defining personally to settle the score and to beat him unmercifully for what he first did to me.
Yeah, like at this point, like, how do I put this? I don't know. I'm kind of like exhausted of this production and Eminem's voice not really going anywhere. Eminem's talented, for sure. The beat's not terrible, but there's kind of a lack of variety here. It feels like the only variety comes with the features, but the problem is the features don't really provide anything crazy interesting either. So it's just like you kind of go from like one like good-ish sound to a slightly more mediocre sound and back to what we started with.
One thing I learned, they're only powerful when you got your back turned. I yearn for the day that we finally met again, so I could give him a taste of his own medicine. He shed his skin, then he promised to come clean. I took a butcher knife and jabbed it into his spleen, cuffed him at the scene and dragged the fella home, beating him over the head with the telephone. Unit 313 apprehended the suspect. He's going back to the crazy home. I repeat, he's going back to the crazy home. Job well done.
Yeah, like, I'm pretty much done with this track. This might be one of the least interesting tracks so far, despite the lyrics, you know, going somewhere dark. Maybe that's just because I'm conditioned to Eminem at this point. Maybe, perhaps, in '96, this would have been like, what did he just say? But who knows? Jealousy 2. Where's Jealousy 1?
What I got to be jealous for? He ain't gonna make it nowhere. He ain't got no type of time. He has no career move.
I come home every single day from working double shifts and stop along the way to pick you up a couple gifts. I come inside of you, pretend you miss me when you kiss me. Then you diss me and we strenuously fight continuously. Again you frisk me for numbers trying to bust me. It must be only just because you never learned to trust me. Plus we only squabble over irrelevant issues. Too many tissues. For my feelings you miss you.
Alright, this track is ass, honestly.
So what's a man to do when all I hand to you is hand it back to me? You act to be this gangster bitch that ain't what first attracted me. I used to love your company. Now you're always pumping me for information and you tell your friends you plan to dump me. So I'ma wait for your evacuation. Cause every accusation makes me wanna smack your face. And see, I never been so sure.
This track kinda wants me to, makes me want this album to just kinda end, I guess.
Fuck you and what you going through. Fuck Eminem. He just mad because I left that nigga for another man. To me, Eminem don't mean nothing but minus money, immature me. Nigga ain't got no dick, no swing in his thing. You know what I'm saying? He just mad because I'm getting it on, like jealous of me. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about. Motherfucker just clocking this pussy.
I used to be a puppet and a sucker for your silent treatments. I used to be intoxicated with your sweet sense. Until the day I started following your feet prints and tapping in your phone conversations through the heat vents. It made complete sense. There's someone else you like, so I confronted you and asked you who was Mike, and you was like, I need a new nigga. Someone rich that I can follow, and you'll be over me.
Are there any like really awesome, talented producers in the hip hop community that would be willing to go back and like remaster this whole album? Because there might be something worth salvaging here, were the production to be better. But this beat is ass, and the verses are pretty weak on this one.
We're trying to hunt me down, you run me down, and now you're trying to apologize for all the lies and every time you made me bore my eyes because I got a bigger wallet size. You wanna swing it, jealousy is in the house, y'all. Fellas sing.
Oof. Not an entertaining finish to this one. Okay, that was Infinite by Eminem. It does make me appreciate the fact that Dr. Dre brought Eminem out and worked with him, because we got a totally different version of Eminem that really just kind of took the world by storm. And if Eminem kind of kept this vibe going into that, he would not have blown up in the way that he did. I'm glad that he, as an artist, was willing to change his sound a bit, and I'm glad that Dr. Dre was sort of able to take him under his wing, so to speak. Because not only are the beats kind of bad and the flow from Eminem quite mid on this thing, it also just doesn't feel as genuine. I mean, it's hard to say, because when Eminem is portraying Marshall or Slim Shady, it's sometimes hard to know which voice is real, which is fake. But based on the lyrics here, it seems just so much more generic. It feels like we're not really going anywhere new. There's no real insights into the way that Eminem's life is that really sort of like puts anything in a new perspective. But with that said, Eminem's spitting ability obviously is still here on this one. It would get better in the future, but it's still here. You know, it's good enough for this to stand out above maybe some of the other mixtapes and LPs that were coming out of Detroit around the same time. And the middle of this album was actually pretty entertaining. The title track too, but yeah, I mean, we kind of got some slightly more entertaining themes and beats in the middle part of the album. Honestly, I guess for a debut for that time period, this would be like pretty average, right? Like perfectly average. It definitely has not aged well, but for the time, I can see how this would be considered a pretty, mediocre record. And with that, it looks like I've listened to Eminem's entire discography at this point. Those are my thoughts on Infinite, but I would love to hear yours, so throw them in the comments, and I will read everything, I promise. And with that said, I hope you all have a fantastic evening, and stay safe out there, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye, and see ya.